I just want to say that men are liars. Because I was looking at the video that I posted yesterday without any makeup on, and the videos that I posted on previous days where I was wearing makeup. And I can't tell you how much better I look in a full face of makeup. I mean, you probably know if, if you're honest. I don't know why men say that. Oh, you look better without makeup. Like the only way you look better without makeup is if you're applying your makeup incorrectly and you got like the wrong shades. Like that's the only way it's possible. I mean, I'm living proof right here. So anyway, it is April 4th, 2019. And I'm very proud to say that I completed everything that was on my list yesterday, and I added some additional things. Actually, I had to make an appointment with the physical therapist. Like, I'm not the best at taking care of, I don't know, me. Things like scheduling doctor's appointments. And so, a meeting with a physical therapist is something that I have literally been putting off for years. So I'm glad I got that done yesterday. Um, I made the toddler folder and it is not right next to me. But anyway, I made the toddler, it was like a toddler learning activities folder. I don't have a color printer and I don't have like any construction paper to make a lot of the shapes and colors that, came with this like toddler learning activity um, kit. But I got distracted. I'm going to have an Amazon package delivered today. I'm pretty excited for that. But I was talking about the child activity folder. So anyway, I got that started. I've started going through Xavier's ABCs with him. Hold on, let me see something. And I'm back. Oh, by the way, it is clearly a new day. I'm wearing the same shirt that I had on yesterday. I started to, shower and change and look presentable, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try to keep it real. So there we go. But right now, these are the only two activities that I've gone through with Xavier. Actually, there's, let's say, four. So going through and teaching him his letters. Right now, just the sounds. So when I go through these with him, I'm just like, like that. And then the numbers. And I was surprised that he actually let me go through these with him. Like he's pretty focused on it. I was surprised. And these are supposed to be black. And I'm going through the shapes with him. My husband and I actually had a little bit of trouble with that one. And I was like, I think it's a pentagon. And the reason I was like, I think it's a pentagon, because the Pentagon is located in Arlington, Virginia, which is near DC. I actually used to live in Arlington, Virginia. But anyway, so I have not gone through these with him, but the numbers 1 through 10, the letters and shapes, those are what I've gone through with him. So I got that. So anyway, that was yours. So let's talk about today. The biggest priorities on my list are some client-related work, so I won't get into the specifics of that. But there is one thing that I've been putting off. So I've been working with a contractor, and I've worked with people before, like in terms of like delegating work to another accounting or bookkeeping professional. And by and large, that process has been a failure. I have not been able to find somebody who I can hang on to who is both qualified and willing to stay. So, and even for probably the most qualified people I work with, I still am longing for someone who is more qualified than they are. And so, I know in order to grow my business, like I have to hire somebody, I have to step away from the business. And honestly, when I look at my P&L this year compared to last year when I had people working for me, like basically doing the bulk of the accounting work, like, yeah, my profit is higher, but I feel like I've quadrupled the level of work when my profit, hasn't necessarily even doubled, you know. So that, like, just seeing that is pretty eye-opening of like how much of a benefit it is to have other people working for you, you know, assuming that your services are priced appropriately and you're managing the cost of those people. But, you know, for me, I'm, you know, comparing year to year, and it makes sense to hire people. So anyway, um, I've been writing these standard operating procedures, and of course, I don't have everything possible that needs to be documented, but I've documented a lot of the day-to-day tasks that I am currently performing and that I want someone else to perform. And, you know, it really, it's interesting, like when you've been doing something for a really long time, like things you don't even think of. You don't think to write them down. And then when you review someone's work who is less experienced or less knowledgeable, you're just like, did I have to say to do that? Like, you know, so either way, I've just concluded that I am going to say what I want to happen. And so my standard operating procedures are very detailed. I've tested them on myself. And even when I go back and review them myself, like when I go to complete a process, like I'm looking at the SOPs that I've documented, and I find things like all the time where I'm like, oh, I missed a step, or this is inaccurate. But either way, I want to share the SOP, some of the recent SOPs that I've created with this contractor that I've been working with now for a few months, and see if she can follow them, one. And then also the other thing is I want her to take over like another big process for me. So right now I'm handling some customer invoicing and collections, and that is like a process that I kind of hold tight because it involves my clients' money, and I, you know, and I'm interacting with people who are their customers. Like I want to make sure that the person is properly trained and that I can trust that they're not going to embarrass me or my client. So anyway, I need to have this conversation with this contractor that I've been working with about taking over some of that work, because it really can take a lot of time if you're dealing with trying to collect money from corporations. It could be a process. It's not super complicated, but I just find that you have to be very organized and on top of things. So anyway, the things that are on my to-do list are to invite my contractors to have a conversation with me about taking over customer invoicing and collections, or helping me with customer invoicing and collections, and to share entering my new vendor bills standard operating procedure with her to see if she can follow it. So that is, I think I just have like some work stuff on my list today, and I want to do something for Xavier. I have like this big package of things coming today from Amazon. So what I could do is I printed out these, and I printed out and laminated like these activities. I got these from JDA. This is a download that I got from her. It was like some circle shelf work or something. I can't remember, but these are some pretty cool activities. And so I printed out the activities that I thought that I could do pretty easily with Xavier, based on things that we already have. And so these pom-poms are things I knew I had in my Amazon shopping cart, and they're arriving today. And I just came upon an empty container. So my task for today, this will be my mama task, my Xavier learning task, is to cut some holes in the lid of a container and put some pom-poms in another container. That's probably not necessary. Just cut some holes in the top of that plastic container that I came across this morning, because these pom-poms are coming today. So that's my mama task for today. And I'll let you know how I do with that. Alrighty. Okay, so that's my list for today. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.